Hi, I'm Corey Wilkins, and welcome to the studio. I'm really excited to show you around. I've just recently opened. I've done a few online mixes, and just last week had my first client in to record and mix. We did one song all in one day that I engineered, produced, and mixed for her. Her name's Bree Nicole. It'll be coming out real soon, and I hope you check it out when it does. So I haven't really had the opportunity to gear up as much as a lot of people have, but the things that I do own, I've really gone out to either look for a really good deal on a nice piece of gear or find a lot of extra value for the price, which I think especially can really be done in microphones these days. This right here is the heart of the studio. This is a Tascam DM3200 digital mixer. I use this for a couple of different things, one of which it is my interface for Pro Tools. So everything goes in and out of here, which gives me the opportunity in one piece of gear to record 16 simultaneous. However, I do not really mix inside the console. I use this as a control surface on the control layer over here to run my Pro Tools session. So while I'm mixing, I will be moving faders on here and stuff, but it won't actually be on any of the mixer levels. It'll be on the Pro Tools control level. My monitors are the JBL LSR 305s. For the money, they sound absolutely amazing. I work at another studio from time to time where I get to mix on a pair of Barefoot, and these do not sound like them, but they were also, a whole lot less. I'm I'm using Pro Tools on just a standard iMac. Nothing real special here, except for the fact that since I cannot see, I use VoiceOver, which comes in your iMac or any Mac product. If you have an iMac, go ahead and hit Command F5, and your computer will start rambling on at you. So I have a mix that is actually available from ProduceLikeAPro.com when you sign up on their email list. This is called Warm. If any of y'all have mixed this one, I just pulled it into Pro Tools and did a little bit of gain staging and a tiny bit of master bus processing. I really have not started this mix yet, but
Track list
just so you can see what this does.
Master track. Vocal.overlap.168 BPM. Vocal.beat.harm.168.
So I know what I'm going over here. Now,
Vocal.
let's say
168 BPM. Audio.
I want to
Menu
open up the track menu. I can hide
Hide
it,
and make inactive. Make inactive. Scroll into
inactive,
freeze.
so on
You
and
are
so
currently
forth.
on the menu item. To change this menu.
Another really cool feature that I have at my disposal
Vocal. Master 1. Master
a gain reduction meter, because something like that is very visual and it changes very fast. It's a real challenge to make available to somebody who can't see the meter. So I can turn my gain reduction monitor on with a keyboard command.
Watching gain reduction meter.
And if I hit play, the computer will actually start making these little ticking noises at me every time gain reduction is happening. So this is just on my master fader. I'll turn down the volume a little bit. And if I hit stop and another key command, I'll find out the maximum amount of gain reduction I got over the course of what we just played back.
-2.
So I got minus 2 dB.
Deactivate gain reduction.
So that's how I mix. It's real easy.
Vocal.beat.
I've got a couple of plugins. Just for my gain staging, I have channel strips instantiated on each of these channels. I usually just use the Avid channel strip because I can't afford the SSL one just yet. So just in my A slot, I have the Avid channel strip across every single channel, and I've used it initially just for gain staging, but that'll be the first place I start processing after my master bus, and if I do a little bit of processing on any sub buses that I might put up, which I have not done yet.
A. Channel strip.
So yeah, all I have to do is hit a single key on my keyboard, and it'll tell me what's in my A slot, and now it's going to tell me that my B slot is unassigned,
B. Unassigned. C. Unassigned.
etc. I can also do that with a slightly different keystroke, which is pretty similar, but just one extra key. It'll tell me where my sends are routed.
A. Unassigned.
So I don't have any sends. So
B.
yeah. And it'll tell me with another keystroke, it'll tell me where my outputs are.
Built-in output 1 2. Stereo greater than
So
out
this
1 2.
isn't sent to a submix bus yet. It's sent to the master right and left. So this is where I do a lot of my work, is just behind this desk, especially when I'm mixing, or if someone else is performing. But I do have this really cool keyboard right here. It's a solar powered keyboard, and can charge with the light in the room, which is amazing. And it's wireless. I do a lot of tracking on other people's projects, or sometimes record some of my own music. And it's really nice when I'm the only one in the room and I'm tracking and engineering a session to be able to pick up my keyboard and drag it around with me. So that's my Logitech solar keyboard. All right, cool. Let's take a look around at some of the other goodies I have in here. Yeah, so this table right here might look a little bit out of place, but it normally has a coffee pot on it. And some other snacks and goodies. There are a lot of studios here in San Diego, and just about every single one of them can outgear me. And they all have longer standing reputations in the musical community around San Diego. So I figure one place I can get a leg up is I can treat anybody who comes in here as much like a rock star as I possibly can. Over here I have my amps. This one on the stand is PV Classic 50. I have replaced the speakers in that, but it's just a fantastic amp on its own. Down here is a Mesa Mark I. That's my pride and joy, my absolute baby. If you can't get the tone with that you're looking for, then you're looking for the wrong tone. A lot of times, anyway. And then next to that is my Pro Junior, which is also just a phenomenal amp. Honestly, one of the best amps you can buy for under that sort of $1,000 price range, especially if you're doing country or some blues or some kind of classic rock type stuff. It especially excels in country music, I think. And those are the three amps that are just set up and plugged in anytime. If we're just tracking guitars, it's nice to have them all set up in a row right there, because then all I have to do is have them all turned on and all on standby and just plug into whichever one I want and flip the standby switch and I'm playing. So I really like that convenience. We have a house drum kit set up here. It's actually belongs to my sister, who played drums in my band for many, many years while that was still going on. This is a PDP FS Birch kit, all Zildjian A custom cymbals. It sounds absolutely amazing. Again, earlier in the video I was talking about value. This is a fantastic value. We've put this head to head against much more expensive drum kits, and this one always comes out either equal or on top. And of course over here we have my 3-year-old Emily's drum kit. I think it's real important, if you have kids and they get into music, and you have a facility like I'm fortunate enough to have here, you give them a place in the music room, where all the grown-ups get to play. It just doesn't seem right to me to say, okay, cool, I want you to play drums, or I want you to play guitar, and you can do it in your own special private little space and leave the grown-ups alone to make the real music. I think that sends the complete wrong message. So I've got a bunch of microphones over here and some stands. I have more microphones in a cabinet, just some 57s, 58s, and a couple other things like that. Again, when we go to value, we have this little guy right here. This is a CAD M179. These things, go for $175 a piece or whatever. These really sound quite good, and they are variable polar pattern with the detent in the middle for cardioid, so you always know when you're cardioid, and then all the way to the left is omni, all the way to the right is figure 8, and then you have all those spaces in between. It's a continuous dial, and you have a 20 dB pad and a low cut or high pass filter. I'm not sure which CAD calls it. I got a pair of those, and absolutely love them. They're actually not even mine. They're on loan from my buddy Jeff, who's also the guy who has the Barefoot monitors. I also have a AKG Perception 220 out here. Again, not the most expensive microphone in the world, but really gets the job done. Doesn't have as much of that real brittle top end that you find in a lot of lesser expensive condensers. In fact, the warmth and the clarity in the low end on that particular microphone can be very, very nice. And over here we have guitars. So I just usually keep them set up in the rack so I can grab any of them whenever I want to. And anybody who comes in the studio is welcome to play any of these guitars. So we have my number one when I play live, or you know, if I'm recording, you know, a country project, which is normally what I do if I'm doing my own music. It's just a standard American Nashville Telecaster, Strat pickup in the middle, 5-position switch instead of the standard 3-position switch, and we got a B-bender on the back. So yeah, that's a pretty cool guitar. I've got a Strat. I've got an Ibanez, which I'll have to tell you the story on that one of these days. So if anybody watches this video, ask me about Claudia, and I'll give you the story about her. We have my other baby here. Ooh, easy now. This is my Taylor 814, and she does tend to sit in her case a little more often, but I've been doing some songwriting, and so she's been out a little bit. And then I have kind of my unique, not everybody has this piece, which is an electric 12-string, in case somebody wants to come in and do a Byrds cover, I guess. So, again, any of these guitars, oh, I have a mandolin over here too. Any of these guitars are available to anyone who comes in and wants to play them. The whole idea is just to provide an environment where we can all be creative and have some fun and make some really cool music. And yeah, you probably noticed this. You know, sometimes things get a little hot in the studio, so it'd be sure nice just to bam, bam, right? You know, it sure beats doing that to your bass player, right? You can just do it to the punching bag and leave your bass player alone. So this is my little studio. Thank you so much for watching the studio tour, and this has been really fun